What is up, crew?
Hey.
Got Chaz
And Trista
here with you guys. I'm going to take a second and pull up the tab, which I should have done before we started, but I didn't. Now to mute. Feedback situation again. All right, we're good. What's up, guys? We are going to give people a minute to hop on live here.
Yay.
If you are just now hopping on, if you could do me a huge favor and drop a comment on the YouTube chat and let me know if the audio is okay. I want to make sure we're not getting some looping feedback situation going on. And where'd our button go? All right, there we go. Google Hangouts.
Hey, there's people in our chat already.
Boom.
Hi, people.
What's up, y'all?
Hey.
Man, it's been
crazy. It's been a crazy week.
It's been a crazy month. I was in.
Okay, somebody said the audio's good.
Audio's good. Thank you, guys. What's up? Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you guys are watching from.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. We get people from all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Technologies.
The interwebs.
The interwebs. Yeah, it's been a madness month. Like the end of summer, probably the same thing for you guys. The end of summer is always nuts. I was in Salt Lake City for a week at a conference I was helping out with, and then I was home for a week. Mm-hmm. And then we flew out to Florida. We just got back from our cruise, which was a conference that we actually hosted it for our FBA Rockstars group.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
It was insane. It was so good.
It was like, I can't even put it into words. It was just awesome. So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
The Rockstars cruise, and we're going to segue into some other things.
And then we're going to just like talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So if you have questions.
I've got no agenda right now.
Yeah. We're like.
Coffee.
We're like grungy Trista and Charles today.
I need a haircut. Look at this.
We're just.
When you can start to see my wisdom hairs coming through. The grays. When you start to see the wisdoms coming through, I need to get it cut again.
Somebody on the cruise was like, "Man, are you going gray?" And I think you told them it was wisdom.
Wisdom hairs.
Yeah.
So the audio is slightly before the video. Oh, that's no good.
That's annoying.
Can anyone else comment too? Maybe it's just John.
No, I think I saw it go up a little bit.
Is our audio off from the actual video? Because if that's the case, I will unplug this mic and use the webcam one.
Takes time to record.
Oh man, it does. I feel like every vacation we ever take, when you get home, you need a vacation from the vacation.
Well, and this was different from a regular vacation because we put on this conference for our group. So we were constantly working not the whole time, but it felt like we were always trying to be very mindful of where other people were, like, how do we best network? And we love it. Don't get me wrong. We love it. But we're both just like, so tired.
It's exhausting. All right. It's 50-50. I'm going to unplug this mic because I don't want bad audio and video syncage going on.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Unmute. Check. Default. 292. Save. All right. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Actually, we don't need this now. We just unplug this.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Gee, I have really good stuff I like to use, and technology doesn't like me using it sometimes.
Yeah.
It's actually my computer is why. Which hopefully by Christmas we set goals to get new computers.
Yeah, we're gonna just bite the bullet, buy new ones.
That's but we won't do it unless we hit our goals.
Yeah, we've got to get.
We have to hit sales goals in order to buy some cool stuff. So it's worse now. YouTube, what is going on? All right, we're gonna plug this back in. I apologize. I hate when we have to deal with this kind of stuff.
So frustrating.
All right, we'll plug back in.
Plug it back in. Sorry, you guys. Sorry. Okay.
Check 1, 2. Testing.
Oh, okay.
There is actually a reason I think this is doing this. Yep. All right.
Fix it?
Now we're testing officially. Let me know if this just fixed it. I lowered our bandwidth usage.
Sounds good.
All right.
I don't know.
Hopefully that's better.
Sounds good.
Let's just roll with it. Let's just roll with it. So the cruise.
So we went on a trip to the Bahamas. It was so much fun. We had about 45 people. Some of them were registered for the actual conference, and then some were just guests of the people who were registered. So it's kind of hard to estimate the numbers, but
we actually had way more people than we originally thought.
We had more people than we thought, especially for a cruise, which I don't know, people have a hard time getting their mind around going away on a cruise versus going to Las Vegas. You know, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, people think it's more expensive or it's just a bigger hassle. And it is a little bit of a hassle. You know, if you can drive to Miami to get on the boat, that's great. But we had to fly, you know, just stuff like that. But as far as once you get on the boat, you don't have to worry about anything else.
Man.
Like your food's taken care of. You don't have to worry about driving anywhere or getting anywhere. It's just all taken care of. And you can just kind of sit back and relax. I think my favorite thing is that I don't have to carry my purse when I'm on a cruise because you don't need money.
That hands down. That's why we wanted to do a cruise for our first test, was the fact that you don't need, I mean, literally everything you need is on that boat. And if you haven't been on a cruise, like you give them your credit card info and all that stuff up front. And
that's the scary part.
That's the scary part. But the cool part is like you get what's called a C-Pass card. So it's their version of a card, right? So you do have to carry that thing around with you. People put them on lanyards. We just carried ours and in my pocket for the most part. But the cool part is this C-Pass card, that's your lifeblood on this boat. You go to the bar, you go and meals are included, but you can pay extra for like fancy dinners. You know, people are getting like lobster and steak and that kind of stuff. But everything's done through the C-Pass card. So you literally don't need your wallet. You don't need your purse. You don't need anything.
So we had a great time. We did Royal Caribbean, which I've never done another cruise that wasn't Royal Caribbean. That was the last one we did as well. And they just are, their customer service is amazing. They're just like, they go above and beyond. You know, we had a few issues and I was going to like the person in charge expecting a little bit of pushback, and every time I was just met with like such graciousness, and he was like, oh, whatever you need, we're going to take care of you. Tell me what I can do. They were all amazing. So yeah, crazy.
Jay Sullivan, how expensive were the liquor drinks? I don't know, because I got the unlimited drink package, which if you go on a cruise and you like booze, I'll admit it. I like my drinks.
Yeah.
Get the package. It's like $250 and you get unlimited drinks the whole time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's illegal, but like she didn't get the drink package because she doesn't drink much alcohol. And so the few drinks that I
drank 4 drinks the whole time.
So the few drinks that she did get, I would just use my C-Pass card, give it to the bartender. It rings up as $0. You can leave a tip for him. So I would leave a couple bucks.
Sure that's super illegal.
I don't know, but I would get the drink, give it to her, and then I would go to a different bar and get my drink. And that's kind of how we worked it out. If somebody from Royal is watching this and I need to get fined or something, message me, I'll pay. I'm sorry, but that's how we did it. So the drink package, totally worth it, because the average drink, I think a beer was about $7 or $8. And then a cocktail was anywhere from $10 to $12, depending on what you got.
Yeah.
So the fact that you add that up, it comes down to about 4 or 5 drinks per day. If you're going to drink more than 4 drinks per day, it makes sense to get the drink package. So that's what we did. I fall off the boat.
Fall off the boat. So
yeah, there was
no drink package for
luckily, you. I didn't get super drunk on the boat.
No, you did not.
The Miami meetup, I drank way too much that night.
We had a good time.
It was a fun time. We were actually on the Enchantment of the Seas, which we found out was we've only ever been on one other cruise before a couple years ago. So we didn't know the different like boat sizes and different things like that. So this one was actually on the smaller end, was the Enchantment of the Seas. The first one we did was the Liberty, and that one was way bigger.
Yeah.
And we found out this year everyone on our conference basically said the same thing. No one is going to book a cruise with us unless we have a water slide on top. Because we pulled up to Carnival and Disney.
Yeah. We're like the little baby boat.
And so we're the small boat.
We're not complaining. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was amazing. So we found out this was a huge rough draft. So we learned a ton about, one, hosting a conference, and two, like when you're cruising, the different things to do. So we ported in the Bahamas first, and we pull up, we're this little boat next to this Disney one and the Carnival one. They both had these huge water slides.
Disney had 2 water slides, I think.
So every one of our members was like, we're not booking again unless we get the slide. So that's going to be for sure next year.
So we're going to be losers if we don't have slides next year. Or we just won't have any speakers. Nobody will come.
I know. They're like, we don't want to go. There's no slides. So it was really hosting on a cruise was amazing. We're going to do it again next year. So we don't have registration quite open yet for the public, but if you want to be one of the first ones on that list to get pre-registered, you need to message me. Whether the easiest way is not through YouTube, because my YouTube comments, I get hundreds per week. So YouTube gets a little cluttered. Facebook or Instagram are going to be the easiest ones to message me on. So Facebook, look up Charles Leslie, you'll see me pop up, and then Instagram is Side Hustle Pros. So you can just message us and say, hey, I want information on the cruise for next year, which we're going to do again, and go from there. That one, we're actually going to cap at 100 people. We don't want more than 100 people, just because we want to keep an intimate setting, which that was hands down the best thing about this. Was we had 45 people, very close, intimate setting. So not only did you get to hear from, we had 8 different speakers.
I think 9, actually.
9. Yeah. So we had 9 different speakers, all talking about different topics. And the cool part was not hearing the speakers on stage themselves, but it's the fact that it's a small enough group that you get to hang out with them at the bar. You get to see them at dinner. You get to see them in the hallways. Like, you get a lot of one-on-one time with everybody. Yeah. And it wasn't even the speakers or the workshops themselves, which was the cool part about this conference. It was the networking behind the scenes. For sure. I always say this too. I've been to tons of conferences in different arenas throughout the last couple of years. It's never the speakers or the workshops. Yes, there's great information, great nuggets. You get inspired and you get what you need out of those. But the golden nuggets, those true golden nuggets, are going to be at the bar or in the hallway or at dinner, like those intimate settings. That's where you get it.
Yeah, for sure. We had some great conversations with people just going, from the boat to an island. You're sitting next to someone on the taxi boat and just having great conversations with people. So yeah, that was really nice.
Probably my favorite moments were when we were ported at the Bahamas and then Coco Cay Bay, and we're just hanging out in the water, like just hanging out at the beach. Those were some of the best conversations that happened. Yeah, for sure. Throughout the whole trip. So that was one of my favorite parts. Yeah.
Yep. And one of the other great things about this conference, if anyone's interested for next year, is that we wanted to make it informational. We obviously had speakers come, but we also limited it. So if you've ever gone to a conference before, it is like sun up to sundown information. Like you come away kind of overwhelmed by too much information.
It's exhausting.
And it's too much, honestly. And we knew that we wanted to have fun. We were porting at all of these great places, and we didn't want to just sit on the boat and be listening to speakers. So we had half-hour blocks. We started early in the morning. We were done by 1 o'clock, 12:30 to 1 o'clock usually. And then we had the rest of the day to play. And not just play, like Charles said, we networked the whole time. So you're always talking to other people about their business models, what they're doing. And you really start to see, Paul put it best. Paul and Eloise were also on the trip, and he said towards the end that he realized how many, can I share this? Yeah,
of course. This is our YouTubers.
He realized how many holes were in his ship, basically, things that he hadn't even considered about his business that needed to be fixed before they really break. Yep. So it was a really great time. We had such great conversation, good food, good time.
Is this where I have them? Somebody asked Trista how much fun it was. It's funny now. Well, not.
It's so not.
It's
funny
still not.
still,
it's not funny yet. but it will be someday. So Trista, I'm in the casino. It's 2 a.m. on the second to last night.
Oh boy.
It's 2 a.m. I'm sitting here losing. Speaking of which, I owe Chris Anderson. He was on our show a couple weeks ago. I owe him some money because of this. So I'm playing blackjack, losing horribly because it's my first time ever doing it. And I call tonight. I turn in. I get back to our room, and she's not there because she said, "Hey, we're gonna go upstairs and go dancing at the club." So a bunch of them went upstairs and they were dancing pretty much the whole night. So I go to turn in, send her a text, say, "Hey, I'm going to bed." Just so she kind of knows where we're at. And then next thing you know, 10 minutes later, I get a message from Chris. He says, dude, you might want to get upstairs now. So I run upstairs. All I heard was Trista hurt her leg. I'm like, okay, she she slipped, she fell, bruised up her knee. She's fine. So I'm walking down the hallway, and then I get another message from Anthony. He says, yo, she dislocated her knee. And then it turns from a walk to I hauled my ass upstairs to get up there. And I come in, it's this epic scene of like everyone in the club is circled around, and there's my wife just laying down on the ground in tears. Like leg is just looking swollen, and
it was crazy.
So yeah,
so I dislocated my knee dancing. I was not really that intoxicated, but we were just dancing and having a great time. And come to find out, I just have really terrible knees, and it was going to happen. Here's the thing. It was going to happen.
It was going to happen.
I'm actually really just grateful it didn't happen while I was carrying Titus down the stairs one day, right?
So it turns out Trista's got, one, she's got loose ligaments, which is a thing. And then two, she's got her kneecaps. I guess the doc said her kneecaps face forward and down a little bit more than they should. So she's naturally at risk for kneecaps just to like slide out of place. Luckily, the cool part was, tell them about the blessing that happened.
Huge blessing that, you just don't expect this, but in the middle of it was scary. I'm not going to lie. It was really scary. I thought I'd broke my leg, and while dancing, which is so random, I was in the crowd and I fell down. I could obviously see that something was really wrong with my leg, and a doctor came up out of the crowd like miraculously and was not a doctor like dressed up. Not dressed up. She was like,
she was on vacation.
She was cruising, and she was so sweet and just reassured me, told me that I had dislocated my knee and that I would be fine. And so then I proceeded to beg her to put it back in. She did. So that was great. I'm so grateful she was there.
We probably got people that get queasy, so I won't go in detail, but if you want to know what this thing, I wasn't there. I got there after the fact.
Yeah.
But if you want to know what this stuff looks like, just go to YouTube and type in dislocated knee.
Yeah.
Or dislocated knee cap specifically, not the knee joint, but the knee cap.
That's weird.
Yeah. So go Google it.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy looking.
We didn't take any pictures. I wasn't really in selfie mode at that point.
Is it bad that it did cross through my mind for like 5 milliseconds of I need to take a quick story while she's on the ground, because later she's going to be happy that we took that picture, but I didn't know.
No.
I got an after photo.
Yeah.
I can pull that up.
Yeah. Let's see. I've heard of dancing your ass off, but never your knee. Yep, I did the knee.
It's so funny.
And the crazy thing, okay, I'm not even like, I am, yep, there it
all
is.
Bandaged up.
There it is. I am not a great dancer by any stretch of the imagination, but we were just having a good time. It was like salsa music, and you weren't there, but
I didn't even ask what kind of music it was.
Yeah.
It was salsa?
It was like salsa, and we were just like having a great time. Amber was like videoing the whole thing. I'm sure there's videos somewhere.
There's so many like mean pranks and jokes based around salsa I can do.
Yeah. I'll
be nice though. I'll give it a few months.
Yeah. He asked me if I wanted to go to IHOP for dinner.
No, it wasn't that night. All right. Here's what happened.
Quick, come on. Nobody wants to hear this story.
Yes, they do. I love hearing about this kind of stuff. You guys like it, right? It has nothing to do with eBay or Amazon, but welcome to behind the scenes. This is why we call it Side Hustle Pros Live. You guys just get to see on it.
See everything.
So 2 days. No, the day we got back into port. So the ship comes back in. It had been a day and a half since this happened. So she's in pain, obviously. At this point, like they had it wrapped straight, so she couldn't even bend her leg. It just had to be perfectly straight. So we get into port, we get off the boat. You have to check through customs and all that craziness. And speaking of which, eBay sales coming in. Forgot to turn that off. So we get off the boat, we take an Uber, and the first question is, okay, where are we going to eat? So I'm looking up on my phone, and I find this one dot, and I go, hey, babe, is it too soon to go to IHOP? I thought it was funny at the time, but that look on her face.
Rude.
Yeah, not so funny at the time, but yeah, I thought it was funny.
Okay, so speaking of eBay, let's talk about work stuff a little bit.
We have to talk about business.
I don't know if anyone has a similar experience, but if you've ever put your eBay store on vacation mode and stretched out the handling time for more than, okay, so I did like 7 days handling time, I think.
That
7 or
hurt.
10, I can't remember.
We had 7.
We got no sales.
No, we got like 3
all week.
For the whole week.
Yeah, nobody likes.
Which when we first started, 3 was amazing.
Yeah.
But as you start to scale, like we came back, and when you log into your dashboard on eBay on the computer, not the mobile app, but your computer will show you if you're up or down in your sales compared to the previous month. We were down 25%.
Yeah.
And I
just in that 5-day period. So
but we're back in green now.
Make sure when you get home from your vacation, you switch that handling time ASAP.
Yep.
As soon as I switched it, we were back to normal, that evening. So
yeah, because you shipped out how many items yesterday?
Pay attention and see, like, nope, I'm not gonna buy this item if it's gonna take them 20 days to get it to me. So
how many did you ship out yesterday?
21.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It was like a switch.
And that was just really over like a 2-day period, because we only had three sales.
And you did another thing 2 nights ago that helped out a ton.
So if you guys have, if you're on eBay, I just thought this was like an automatic thing, and in my head I'm thinking, like, eBay, come on. Anyway, doesn't matter. So when you're listing, you have an option to make your listings mobile friendly, right? Mobile friendly. I just thought that they were automatically mobile friendly. No. This is not the case. So if you are unsure if you have mobile friendly listings, go back and check. There's a couple really good YouTube videos on how to do this. Casey did a really good one that's short and sweet, but basically just check on your mobile friendly listings. Apparently 70% of all eBay sales are through a mobile app. So that's a big percentage that we were missing out on. I had no clue. I just thought that it was, and Charles thought because he was listing from his phone that it was already making it mobile friendly because he was doing it on a mobile device. So it doesn't make
no idea
any sense.
So you switched that.
I'm not going to say it more than once.
You switched that 2 days ago? 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 nights ago.
Yeah, not last night, the night before. Yeah. So she switched it 2 nights ago, and it's like sale. So I think that really did help.
So there's a place on your listing. If you go into any active listings, if you go down to the description, off to the right-hand side, there's a mobile-friendly checker. Just click that. If it will tell you right away if it's mobile-friendly or not. And then if it's not, you can elect to just fix it right there. It's just one button. The problem with that is that if you have a lot of listings, like I think we have a little over 600 listings right now. If you have more than a few listings, that will take you a really long time. So there's a way that you can bulk edit. Like I said, look it up on the internet, on the interwebs. Somebody has
crutches. Those are sliding down.
Gosh darn it.
We're going to make our own versions of all these videos for you guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I haven't even gotten to play with it yet.
Yeah.
I got this in.
Let's see.
The Canon M6. So we are officially going to be hammering out a ton of videos for you guys, because our YouTube channel has been slacking on the video side.
Yeah.
So eBay videos are gonna be a big focus for you guys. So little tiny tips and tricks just like that of making your listings mobile, and all that fun stuff.
So I'm going to answer a few quick questions. I list about. I've been really terrible the last couple of weeks, you guys, with the cruise coming up.
Yeah, it's been tough.
I'm totally making bad excuses, but ideally, I like to get about 15 to 20 up a day, and that also just depends on how often I'm sourcing. I can't source right now, so what I'm going through all my stale inventory. I'm, reworking my keywords, and
we've just had a lot of little mini death piles around the garage.
Yeah, so we're working through our death piles, that kind of thing. But eBay likes to see active listings, or consistency in your listings. So even if you list 2 things a day instead of marathon listing 40 things once a week, if you just do like 5 or 10 or whatever a day, that is going to make a bigger impression on your sales rather than like the marathon listing once a week. We do 2-day shipping or handling. I really wanted to go down to 1 day handling.
Which now we probably can.
We probably can now. Before, it was just so overwhelming. And here's the thing, like, it sounds really great to go to 1 day shipping or handling. They're in my mind, they're the same things. But usually it sounds great, but if it's an unrealistic goal or expectation, if you just know, like in your knower, that you're just not going to get it done, that's really going to hurt your account in the long run. So it's better to stick with what you definitely can do rather than stretch yourself too thin and risk bad seller performance. So
yeah, and it also depends too. Like, you have to know where your attention is going. Like, if all you do is eBay, you do it full time, that's all you do.
Right.
Yeah, every single day you're going to be out there shipping every single morning. We obviously run several businesses. We do a lot on Facebook groups, that kind of stuff. So our attention isn't just eBay. And plus we have the Amazon side too, which has a bigger focus than eBay. And so if you know that you are like us and you're limited on your time sometimes, just put it to 2-day shipping as kind of a cushion. We have, like yesterday, we had plenty of listings that technically didn't need to be shipped out until today, but Trista hammered all of them out yesterday because she had time.
Yeah.
And that is great for your customers too, because if they think you have a 2-day shipping or handling time, same thing.
Sorry.
If your customers see that they have a 2-day handling time and that's worked into their estimated delivery, but they see they got it a day or 2 early, that's going to be a better customer experience. So you just have to know kind of where you're at and what you can handle.
Yeah.
Now, exciting thing.
Yeah.
We just hired somebody to be here.
So let's be clear. We have somebody already that we hired for eBay. She just helps me with photos. All she does is come in once or twice a week for 2 hours each time. Usually, sometimes it's a little less. She busts through all of my photos for me. That's all she does, and I love her for it.
Yeah, she's amazing. So we, especially ramping up Amazon too with shipments. I'm tired of being up until midnight every night. Just being blatantly honest, I've been exhausted. Before we went on this cruise, I was so tired just because I was up every night shipping stuff for Amazon. Obviously I have an Amazon focus. She handles a lot of the eBay stuff. So doing every single night, because we're getting into Q4, we're increasing our loads. I just got burnt out. So the thing that we took out of this cruise, because we don't just host it, like we're there to learn too. So we learned from some top sellers that, man, you can't do everything yourself at some point. In order to scale, if you cap out at your time, you need help. So I knew that the biggest thing to help me out was to hire somebody that can be here pretty much every day for at least an hour, sometimes 2 or 3, depending on how big the load is, just to help us with prep and labels and shipping.
Yeah.
So now that we have somebody, we're probably going to play around with 1-day shipping just to see how that helps out our performance. And
I want to go back to what he was saying earlier about, watching all of these. So we went to the conference, we had a great time, but we also learned a ton.
Yeah.
And one of our the biggest takeaway that we had was that we need help. And we're watching all of these $1 million revenue sellers. So people who are selling $1 million or more. And we didn't just have a couple. We had
a
handful of people who started at ground zero, just like we are, just like you are, ground zero. And, you know, now they're, I don't even know how many years some of them are. I think maybe 2, don't drop names, but about
one of them has been selling for almost 14 years. And I think the average is under 5 years.
Yeah. So these people are severely successful. They're amazing people. All of them, every single one of them said hands down the thing that changed their business was getting help and outsourcing the things that were too much of a time suck. So that was the thing that we brought home. We had kind of already decided that we needed to hire someone just because
we've been saying that for like 4 months though. Like, oh, we really need to hire someone. But when you got $1 million sellers saying, yo, we were where you are and here's how we got through it.
Yeah.
Hire help. Sold.
Sounds good. We're going to hire
Literally, when we were on the ship, I put up a post on my Facebook page inside of a local buy-sell trade group. Yeah. And I did an ad. I said, listen, we're a small business doing e-commerce. We need help. Mm-hmm. We had like 30 applications come in. Yeah. So we went to Starbucks, did the interviews. I got them on clips. We took clips on our phone in between each interview. So I'll get those up on a like a vlog for YouTube. Just give you a little behind the scenes. But yeah, that was hands down the biggest takeaway we had.
Yeah. So, you know, one of the things that we took away from that was definitely that we're not utilizing our time to the best that we could. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Because we're, you know, you get to a point where like, you know, Chris, he talked about this on a call that we did together a few weeks ago on the channel. And he said the same thing in his presentation is, you reach a few sticking points as a entrepreneur, as a business owner. Yeah. First, you're going to run out of money. You go spend all your money. Then you're going to start running out of your time. And when you start running out of your time, that's where you really need to look at where is your time best spent, because you should be spending your time on things that help you produce more income. Mm-hmm. My time is not best spent at midnight every night prepping boxes and labels.
Right.
That's just not it. So we fixed that problem now. So we hired somebody on. Yeah. And it's scary when you like, we can do a whole episode just on hiring people, because the scariest part about hiring help on is you feel like you're losing that money. Mm-hmm. Like if you pay somebody $10 an hour, $12, $15, whatever the pay scale is, you feel like you're losing $10 an hour, but you're not. You're gaining so much more because it opens up your time to go source more. Anyone who does Amazon or eBay, your time is best spent buying stuff. I forgot who it was. Somebody said something that clicked, and it was, you don't make money at the sale. So if you sell something on eBay or sell something on Amazon, your money is not made at that sale, not at that time. Your money is made when you buy something. That's where your ROI is going to be made. So that stuck, and it was a good eye opener to come home and start getting to work. And then second thing, we're currently waiting to hear back on. We might, it's too early to tell. We might have it won't be big, but we might have a small warehouse space.
Yay.
We're like,
that'd be cool.
Crossing our fingers.
eBay's starting to take over the actual house. Like
it's taking everything
the garage.
over.
Yes. Okay, fine. But it's actually taking over our house now. So
we're waiting to hear back.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So
I saw somebody ask how eBay sales are compared to Amazon. Right now is a little skewed in the sense of we're getting into Q4, so numbers are going to be super inflated. But with that being said, I can tell you based in October, so both September and October, Amazon doubled, and last month tripled what eBay did. Just because we put more focus on that. And where your focus goes, you're going to see more growth. That's just how life works.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it usually on average, it's about 50-50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say if anyone is on this call or listening, if you're not on both platforms, you know, if you're doing Amazon and not eBay, or eBay and not Amazon, you need to really look at what you're doing, because they probably leaving some money on the table. Mm-hmm. So, it does cost a little bit more money to get started with Amazon, but the opportunity is definitely there. And just like the opportunity is there with Amazon, eBay has no restrictions on products for the most part. There's a few things, but it's a lot more free in what you're allowed to sell. So especially with Christmas coming up, if you're gated in Amazon in toys and certain brands, sell them on eBay. If there's a good profit margin on Amazon, likely it's a good profit margin on eBay as well. So
I want to hit on that. That is, so we've run the Amazon FBA Rockstars group since I first touched that product I sent in. So it's almost been 2 years. The number one mistake I see people, because I made these mistakes for almost a year and a half since this one talked me into eBay, and now I love it.
Yeah.
But for a year and a half, I made this mistake, and it's the same mistake I see so many of our members make. You're limiting yourself. If you just say, oh, I hate eBay, I'm not going to do it. But then yet you go scan stuff in a store and there's profit on Amazon, but you're restricted and you just leave it on the shelf. Check eBay. There's been several times, it blows my mind. I don't know why or how, but blows my mind how many times I check something even I might be restricted in, even though I have an older account. There's a few items I might be restricted in, and it sells for more on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
There's like old camcorders, for example. I love old electronics. You guys know there's been so many camcorders that turned into stale inventory in Amazon. So I pulled them, listed them on eBay, and all of a sudden, boom, they sell really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even keep them in Amazon's warehouse, and you can do multi-channel fulfillment too. So eBay, guys, like you have to diversify yourself. You're leaving money on the table if you're just focusing on one way of selling.
Yeah, for sure. We missed some.
I like this question. Oh, get that merch money. Yep.
Yeah.
Amazon merch. Love that program.
No. Ask, but do you?
Oh, that one.
Weekends. Wait, what?
The Lyle's comment.
Yeah. And say on weekends or. So Lyle, I think what you're asking is for like auctions, if we have them end on a certain day and time to optimize buyers or buying. I'm not sure. We don't do a lot of auctions actually. I would say 99% of our items are buy it now. So we don't do auction. And if you do buy it now, it really doesn't matter what time of day your listing ends. We do 30 days, and then if it doesn't sell within the 30 days, I'll just make sure that everything is looking good on the listing. I'll either relist it for the same price and change keywords, or I might change keywords and drop the price a few dollars. I hope that answers your question. I don't know.
Here's one we'll have conflicting answers on. Would you rather FBA or eBay?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's going to be...
Looking at your profit versus your time.
Oh, gosh. So, but there's so many pros and cons.
We did a whole video.
You can't even, that's not even like...
Which episode was that?
Our conversation here.
I think it was episode 4. We did an Amazon versus eBay episode.
The short answer is this. eBay is a lot of extra time up front, but then the... listing fees and selling fees are a lot less than Amazon. You're unrestricted in basically anything you want to sell. You do have some competition with Chinese sellers and whatever, but so do you do have that on Amazon too, so it doesn't matter. What else? I don't know. The thing that hooked him, I'll tell you, the thing that hooked him immediately is that the money that you get from eBay shows up immediately into your PayPal. You're not waiting for the 2-week payout.
Yep.
From Amazon like you are. So if you're starting with a small amount and trying to build any kind of money to keep pushing your business forward, it's so nice to have that immediate paycheck in your PayPal that you can go and reinvest into the next product over and over and over again. Whereas in Amazon, although profit margins might be a little bit bigger, you're going to wait that 2 weeks or whatever for your money to get back into your account.
My answer is Amazon.
But here's the nice thing about Amazon is that they store everything. You should see our garage right now.
And that's my reason. And there was a similar question. I love that username, key lime kisses. If you had to, for whatever reason, give up Amazon or eBay and just stick to one, which one would you let go of? I would let go of eBay. I would focus on Amazon just because of the fact that I don't have to store anything here. I box all my product up and ship it to those guys. They handle the sale. They do the customer service, the refunds. They ship it. They do all of it. So I love the fact I can spend more time shopping than anything, which is where my money is made when I shop.
Right.
So for me, it's Amazon hands down. Not that I don't love eBay. eBay it's grown a special little place in here now. I never thought I'd be saying that, but it has.
Also with Amazon, I love eBay. It's fun for me. I think you either like one or the other. Where are you going? Bye. You like one or the other. But you ruined my thought, man. What was I going to say? Oh, but with Amazon, there's a lot more potential for longevity. So with eBay, we're just flipping products that, you know, some of them are new from a retail store or from online or whatever. But a lot of the stuff that I'm flipping on eBay is used clothing. And, you know, I don't know that I want to be doing that hustle in 20 years. But I do know that I want to be in wholesale on Amazon in 20 years for sure. There's just a bigger, there's more opportunity. So I tell people, especially that are getting started, that don't have a lot of capital right away, that eBay is a really great way to get started. Just like Amazon with books, people will tell you to get started with Amazon selling books, but there's just a little more opportunity with Amazon in the long run. Let me see. Used to sell on and sorry guys, I'm just reading through these comments. Hi, Crystal. I do run sales on my clothing, especially if they're stale and I just want to make room for more inventory. I will run a sale.
Did I hear my sister's on?
Okay. So the thrill of thrifting. I'm going to read your question because I have been having the same problem and I actually haven't had it resolved. It's really frustrating. Okay, so she says, my situation is if you do good till cancel and the item sells, it stays in your active listings. And if you end up in the item, it will go under the not sold listings, ? I have been having this problem as well. And I can tell you, I have not found a good resolution yet.
If anyone has an answer,
please let us know. What she's saying and what I've been experiencing also is that if a listing is on good till canceled, so instead of having it a 30-day listing time, it's just good until it sells. So sometimes those items will sell, but they don't go off the good till canceled. So it still says that it's active. And then another customer will come along and buy that same listing. And then I go back through and realize, oh my gosh, I sold this a month ago. I don't have this item.
We had a situation where that happened twice.
No, like way more than that. It's
I'm talking it happened in the same day.
Yeah.
And that's where you had to call.
Right. So I called eBay. They couldn't. I'm going to be kind here.
Hold on, is this where we
beep? She couldn't figure out what I was trying to say. I think that there were some language barriers that it was frustrating for both of us. I ended up like pretty much telling her, you don't understand what I'm saying to you. I'm going to hang up now.
You were on speakerphone. I'm on the couch next to him and you can hear both her and the gal on the other line just like,
yeah, we were both mad at each other. It was just frustrating. It hasn't happened since then, and I've just been kind of waiting around for it to happen so that I could call eBay and say this is what's happening. So, if it happens again and I get a resolution, I'll be sure to put it on our Side Hustle Pros Instagram. a little description. So hopefully if this is happening to you, maybe you have a better way to fix it. For now, I'm taking everything off of my good till canceled, which means that every month I'm reinstating 600 plus listings, which is a pain. But
we have, like, if you look at
I don't want it to be a problem with my seller performance either. So.
Yeah. If you look at our standard listing that we do, of course, you know, there's a few times where I might try to play around with some auctions. We haven't messed around with auctions too much yet. I'm sure there's a way to do it where you can be very profitable with it. We just haven't played around with it too much.
Yeah.
Our standard listing is going to be 30 days. It's going to be it's going to be buy it now, but they have to pay at the time of purchase. Just because we had so many times where people would buy, like when I was doing electronics a lot during summertime because of garage sales, we had so many times people would pay for like a $200 camera, or they would buy the $200 camera and their payment would never show up.
Yeah.
I got tired of that. So at least all my stuff I list is, if you're going to buy it, like, I need that money now. That's kind of how I do it.
Yep.
I have to say, I agree with Enrique on this. I am missing a Superman Funko in the background.
Don't encourage him.
I'm trying to come up with little themes. So we have like Guardians of the Galaxy over here.
Yeah, we're big Guardians.
We got a Star Wars one. Got my Marvel stuff up there. Speaking of which, I bought one. Toys R Us today. I gotta put up there. Every reseller is a hoarder in disguise. Yes, very true.
Yep.
I have a shopping addiction.
Before we started this whole like e-commerce reselling thing, I would always do Black Friday. Black Friday was my favorite. It's kind of like a cult in our family. Like, we make sure that her
family. Can we talk about this?
Sure.
So we had been dating. I don't even think we were married yet. No. We had been dating for maybe like the second year.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, my family does Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So we went down to Eugene, if you're in Oregon, I know we got a bunch of Oregon people that watch these. So Eugene, we have family down there. So her aunt and uncle are like the home base of Thanksgiving at the time. And so she's like, well, we do Thanksgiving. So we're going to do Thanksgiving with my aunt and uncle. And the whole family shows up. There's like 50 people. She's a huge family.
Yeah.
So we show up. Okay, it's all fun and games, eating dinner, all the good stuff, play a few card games, have fun. And then it's like, 9 p.m.
Okay, so here's the rule. It's a rule for as long as I was tiny.
It's
like, I remember this. You cannot break into the Black Friday sale ads until after dinner is cleaned up.
So it's like
can't happen.
So it's like 9 o'clock.
You will be put in jail. You will.
It's a law.
It's a law. No pie for you. Nothing. Like, it's a big deal. So we make sure that we have our newspaper runners. This is hilarious. We have our newspaper runners. We make sure that we get at least 3 newspapers between all like 10 of us or whatever.
We should document it this
year. We should.
Should we do a vlog and put it up for you guys? Like, it's a legit operation.
But once the newspapers hit the dining room table, all bets are off.
Oh, it's nuts.
It's like Black Friday on the dining room table. It's craziness.
So this is where we finished dinner. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm tired. Belly's full. I'm going to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no. You're not going to bed. We're not going to bed till like 7 a.m.
We're going shopping.
And she didn't even tell me about the Black Friday thing. I was not a shopper at all back then.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
So sure enough, 9 o'clock, lays everything out. We have ads on ads on ads. Black Friday, just craziness on a huge table. Yep. And you've got 20 or 30 of them all around, like they have a system. They like pick out what they want, mark it down, write it down, pass it to the next person.
I wish he was joking, but
I'm like blown away at this point.
Pretty accurate.
And so that was the beginning. Then you actually go out into the craziness. And if you know Eugene, Oregon area, F my life. Crazy people live down there.
Yeah.
So we go through the Black Friday experience, and I remember it was kind of fun, like the first couple stores, but my breaking point was like, I'm standing at Target with a line of like 300 people. I don't even know what the big thing was people were waiting in line for.
I don't remember.
Remember that line though? It like wrapped around the building.
Yeah.
It was huge. And my breaking point, it's like 2 a.m. I'm standing in the middle of Target parking lot We were there for like 45 minutes. It's cold. And I'm just like, no, I'm never doing this again in my life.
So here's the great part, though. He's excited for Black Friday now because he's ready to get all those.
So I share that story as like the context when I say this. I am so flipping excited to do Black Friday this year. Because last year, I've said this many times, last year we didn't do Q4 as far as reselling goes because I was super spread thin. You weren't even, I mean, you were kind of getting into eBay, but I don't even think eBay was like on our radar back then.
Not really.
But I was super spread thin. Amazon just tanked. I didn't put any effort into it. So we didn't really do the Q4 wave, but now that we are, and we've seen the sales from it already, I'm so excited to stand in those lines because I know which deals I'm sniping.
Created a monster.
We should do a vlog.
Yeah, we probably will.
Of the craziness.
Okay, so should we tell them the news?
Let's do it.
The news.
We got news.
The news.
So leave a comment, let me know. Who heard about the cruise situation we just hosted and has thought, wow, I would love to do that, but I would not want to be on a cruise. Any takers on that?
So we have actually been dreaming this up for a little while. What are we doing? We're going to do, it is happening. I don't even know. Some people might show up, but we're doing it anyways.
I'm going to be there. That's it.
So May of 2018, we will be hosting our very first land-based Rockstars conference. It's going to happen, you guys.
So we don't know specific dates yet. We don't know. I mean, basically, we're just now creating the outline for this because here's what we ran into doing the cruise. The cruise that we just did was very Amazon focused. We didn't talk about eBay at all. It was just Amazon, how to scale your Amazon business. We know so many people that sell either locally, they sell on eBay. Heck, we know people that do want to get into like Airbnb. People are getting into cryptocurrency is the big fad right now. So you've got so many different side hustles. And we figured, well, our brand is Side Hustle Pros because we like to teach people different methods of making money for themselves so they can quit their jobs and live the life that they want. Let's do a land-based conference, which basically is going to have different circuits, if you will, different circuits of different ways to make money. So we'll have an Amazon workshop area. We'll have an eBay. We'll have an Airbnb. Like we're going to come up with all these cool different things. So it's going to be in May. We don't have a location yet.
We're working on it. I have a few ideas in my brain.
Can we give them like a few? It might be in Denver is an option, and New Orleans was another option.
Yep.
So a lot of people were requesting those two. We have a lot of things to look into behind the scenes. The size of the conference. We need to get like a semi head count first before we choose a big venue or a small venue. So we need to kind of know that. So with that all being said, and we will make it affordable. You guys heard us talk about how we just did this cruise. Like we by no means want to charge $500 per person to show up to a conference.
Nope.
We don't want the conference to be 10 hours each day because like Trista said, by noon, you're clocked out. So we want to make it very informative, but informative. Where did that even come from?
I don't know. I like it.
I've made up a lot of words in my day, but that's the first one. Informative. We need to merch that on a shirt. Yep. So with that all being said, we want to make sure this is informative for you, but at the same time, you're going to be able to get the behind the scenes networking that we talked about.
Yeah.
So we'll have a few dinner meetups, maybe some bar get-togethers, maybe some fun outdoors activities, hikes. I just want to make it an epic week.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a full week long. I think we'll probably keep it around 2 or 3 days. I think was a pretty good time frame that we did. So that's all I just saw this live in the swamp with the gators. It's hilarious. So that's all the information we have right now. If you would like to be put on the email list that will give you updates when we do lock down a location, specific dates within May, how many days it's going to be, pricing, all that good stuff. We're going to be on an email list. So if you are interested, I don't have it made this second at the time of this live video. So if you're on the live video, message me directly. Again, Instagram or Trista, either one. So message us on Side Hustle Pros on Instagram or on Facebook, Charles and Trista Leslie. Message us and we can get you the link. If you're watching the recording, the link is already done. You can check the description below, and it's just going to be very simple: your name and your email, and we'll email out different updates. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to sell your shit to call centers and all that stuff. We just want your basic info that we can give you updates.
We're looking at May, so keep that in your brain if you're interested in going. Like Charles said, it's not just going to be Amazon or eBay focused. Those are going to be big highlights, but we're obviously going to branch out a little bit. This is going to be a really fun conference to come to if you've never even been to a conference. So yeah, there's way more to learn than you realize with just one platform. There's so many things that you can do, working from home. So that's what it's really going to be about. Obviously, we're going to put a lot of Amazon and eBay content in there. But we've got merch. We've got some good avenues to go.
Yeah, and we want to get some of the best speakers possible within each of those categories. Yep. So if we get somebody that, for example, will have a merch workshop or a merch circuit, we're going to make sure that these guys are doing really well within merch and they can teach you the best information that they possibly can.
Sure.
And eBay and Amazon, there's such large categories. I think we can probably have multiple speakers on each one.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's so many different avenues within those.
So the best way to blow this up and make it the best conference that we can is for as many people to come. That way we can really justify getting great speakers, many speakers, so that, you have the best experience you can. So if you are interested, please let us know so we can start looking at venues and get something that's big enough for everyone. So
it's going to be a blast, guys.
Okay, that was our plug. We're done.
It's the one plug.
Yeah. I think we've been going for a while.
Can we do the unlimited drink cards? Yes. Let me see what I can work out. Let me see what I can work out.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate it so much. We're back in action. We don't have any more trips planned this year.
I'm not sourcing yet.
Not yet until, get you a wheelchair to go out.
I was thinking of, like some kind
of
scooter. Yes.
Especially at the bins, you ram into people. They do it anyways. It's a zoo up there.
Okay.
Yeah, so hit us up if you guys want information on the conference. We'll plug you into the quick email list and start doing some updates. Yep. But we do need a semi-accurate head count just to kind of get a ballpark. We don't know if 50 people want in or 500, so we kind of need
we have no idea.
We need, so you'll see us plug this a few times just because we're trying to get an accurate head count, so we can see what kind of venue that we need to book. Yeah. And I did see Mark Anthony hit me up so we can chit chat, because if we can get any help on discounts, employee rate, like you said there, that would be amazing. So aside from that, you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for tuning in.
See you.
Peace out,
Flips
crew.
And Fines.
Flips and Fines.
Bye.
And we get to record on the new camera now.
New camera.
We'll see you guys later. Thanks.